Too late. It's already happened.
Well, Quinn, we apologize for that definitely not happening thing that happened.
Thompson International Speedway, the site of our SRX race tonight. I'm here with Hayden Lowell, who's a rookie in the booth apparently, and we're
Oh, I'm
watching
not.
the
Well,
5 car.
we're gonna try.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a go. We're watching Quinn Newton, the 5, make his qualifying attempt. Also out on track are Elston and Dave Hoitzman. We got an
Matt Benke also on his first flying lap.
8-car field. Scott Elston sets the first time. He is briefly our pole sitter till Quinn Newton goes to the top. Then Daddy Dave, 79 car. Red and gray machine goes to the top of the chart. 20.34. Sporty lap out of Dave. Colin Teague, the highlighter. This is the darkest car he's ever driven in SRL history because he was required to have dark sides on that car. First lap puts him 4th, and he's going to lose the second lap, so he'll start in the 4th spot after smacking the fence. Here's Benke. He's going to spin it across the line. We'll see if that lap counted. It's going to be close where he spun. Yeah, I gave him the 2x right before the line, so his lap's not going to count. Cliff Mullins, Mr. Short Track. We expect him to be fast. Let's see what he does.
Cliff built the setup, so if he goes anything other than pole here, he will not hear the end of it.
Becca would like Hayden to know that he is a bitch, and thanks for coming to her TED Talk.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I need words of encouragement. Cliff
motivational
third on his first lap with a 20.440. Puts him square in the middle of our 5 qualifiers so far.
He's a 10th and a half here to contend for pole. Even Nagel gets his lap to count, goes in 5th.
Cliff improves on his second lap, but not enough for pole. Currently P2 at a 23.43.
Like Nagel's bailed on lap number 2. Trevor Project machine rolling slowly on the apron and lower part of the track. It's like Asherbrenner not going to attempt qualifying, and Benke did not get a lap to count, so 6 cars get an official time down. And we're going to watch Nagel do some burnouts here for a couple minutes.
Or not.
No, we're not, because he has disappeared.
Never mind. No, we're not.
We're not going to look at Nagel. We're just going to look at Colin Teague sitting at the end of the pit lane. Thank you, Colin, for giving us something to look at. And we're going to let Hayden tell you about a little bit about these cars and a little bit about the track, because he has, I'm sure, practiced a time or two.
I've got about 20 laps of practice, which was enough to realize that throttle on exit bad.
Yes.
This track really flattens out on the exit of turn 2 and turn 4, which means too much throttle will easily upset the rear end, get the rear tire spinning. And when the rear tires spin, you spin. The reason for that is this car was designed to be very neutral in terms of everything. It's got a low to the ground center of gravity. The weight front to back is pretty centered, and left to right it's also pretty centered. It was designed that way by Tony Stewart and Ray Evernham to give this thing allow a wide variety of drivers to come in and compete with this race car, and that's exactly what it did in its unfortunately brief history. 700 horsepower. We got racing slicks on this thing, so a lot of power and a lot of grip until it's gone. So we'll see 21 second lap times around this race 0.63 mile racetrack, and if the car's not difficult enough to handle, Thompson is. Those two patches on both ends of the speedway are very important to your tire wear and overall lap time. You can make a little bit more speed by going a little bit higher and kind of diamonding this racetrack, but otherwise you want to be in that patch as much as possible. Below it's about a half second slower, and you slide up too much, it's about a half second slower as well. So everyone's going to be fighting for that patch, and I'm sure we're going to see some beating and banging because of it.
Fight for the patch as we get into our field, lining up on the grid, pushing the cars out there to get set for our 25 lap open race. The top 2 will transfer into the main event tonight. And let's run through our starting lineup presented by Labor 12. Take it away, Mr. Hayden.
Oh, I'm okay. On pole, we've got the number 79 of Dave Hoitzma with Cliff Mullins, the setup builder, to his outside. On the inside of row number 2, we have the number 5 of Quinn Newton, and to his outside, we have Scott Elston. Row number 3 is made up of Colin Teague, and of Damon Nagel and Colin Teague. Then our fourth and final row with the 2 drivers that were unable to put a qualifying time down is the number 35 of Matt Benke and the 83 of William Asherbranner. That Labor 12 machine looking very beautiful up on the front row of that grid. 2 red race cars up there.
Yeah, they're kind of inverts of one another. That's fun.
You got a bug, Dave. Hang on. I got you. Oh, we got it.
Quinn saying he had a bug on the back of the 79. All right, no tires in the pits for these guys, so they have to run all 25 laps on the same set. Not such a big deal, but they also have no fast repairs, so if they get in any kind of trouble, their night may be done quickly.
No fast repairs, no tire sets, but a 25 lap race around here, so it can go by quick, but don't mistake it, tires will still absolutely wear by the time we get to lap 25. They will matter.
And then in the main, when we have the same setup in 40 lap races, gonna be fun. Here we go, green flag in the air, and Dave Hoitzma gets a huge jump on the field. Quinn Newton gets to the inside of Cliff Mullins for second. Cliff gonna have to get up off that contact patch you were talking about. He's really fighting well there on the outside line. He holds off the advances of Quinn Newton. Behind them, Colin Teague's up the hill. Matt Benke moved up off that last row already. He's past Elston and Asherbrenner. Fighting now with Colin Teague for 5th. Top 3 go single file. Then you have Damon Nagel just ahead of that battle between Benke. And Benke's going to sloop it.
Around.
Amtrak car comes off the rails.
The jokes write themselves.
Really do. A little too much throttle through the center of the corner. The back end came around on him, and Matt Benke loops it, brings out our first caution, lap number 2. Remember, caution laps don't count. For that reason, we can't have lucky dogs, so if anyone goes a lap down, it's going to be trouble.
That will not be the last time you see somebody self-spin like that tonight, either in the open or in the main event.
We got 105 laps tonight around this track. I'm sure we'll see it a time or 2. So Daddy Dave got a great jump on that start. Cliff was not really putting much pressure on him. I think Cliff maybe saving his stuff a little bit, riding there. We know Cliff made the setup, so it's definitely tailored to his driving style. And you have Quinn Newton there in the 3rd. Damon Nagel
and ultimately Cliff there sitting in 2nd place had no reason to push the issue to Dave Hoitzma, because it is the top 2 that transferred to our main event tonight. That doesn't mean he's not going to push. We all know Cliff Mullins, but just no reason to push it there lap 1 or 2 for the lead.
He wants to make the main for sure. So that's goal number 1, and then goal number 2 is to win the race, I suppose. So if you're trying to transfer through and you're behind in 2nd place and you're just kind of biding your time, when do you try to start making your move?
If it were me, in a race just to transfer through, it would really depend on what's going on behind me. With Quinn right behind me there, you know, we're coming to lap 20 to 25. You certainly want to maybe get ahead of Dave to have that buffer, but if you've got a 2nd or 2 to the car behind you, there's absolutely no reason to push it at all, even with a couple laps to go. So it's kind of look in your mirror, and the closer they are behind you, if you're in 2nd place, the more you're going to want to push the issue up front.
And any of you admins in this race, if you're listening in, you can shorten these cautions, by the way. If no one's pitting, since they can't really take tires and there was no damage there, you guys can advance these, since laps don't count anyway.
Got everybody doubled up here behind our sedan pace car from iRacing. Not a huge difference between our original starting lineup and what we got here. 2 laps complete when we get the green flag.
Green flag out in the air. Dave Hoitzma goes quickly. And we're having a wreck. Quinn Newton across the nose of Cliff Mullins, and that'll shake things up. Looks like Benke got the outside wall a little bit there, lost the nose on his car. Let's see if his crew can't push that back on and tape it down. We got some damage this time. Let's go back and take a replay at this one. Looks like Quinn and Cliff come together on the front stretch. Cliff maybe came down a little bit off the wall. I'm sure that's an interesting time in the Discord right now. Go get the drones out and check this out from above.
Cliff about a foot off the wall. Doesn't come down too much, maybe an inch or so, but Quinn came maybe a little bit of netcode there as well. But Quinn came up the racetrack right in the Cliff, and looks like Cliff might have gotten away without too much damage there. And Quinn, though, that front end damage could maybe have knocked some toe out on that right front.
Really, Benke got the worst of it. His whole nose disappeared on that Amtrak car as he was trying to avoid the wreck. Let's take a look back here from the back of the pack. He's heading right towards Quinn, then last second locks the brakes up, turns it into the outside wall, and loses the nose. I'm sure Quinn's thankful he avoided him, but man, not good for Benke.
Yeah, a bad race gone worse for Matt Benke here.
Especially when at the start he had moved up 3-4 spots off that last row and then lost it on his own. Definitely was a strong competitor in the short tracks this year in the Street Stock Series. Just missed out on the championship, so he is out here in the open. Main event qualifications were if you were a champion this year in SRL in the season 10, or if you were in the top winning percentage spots as were available until we filled the field out with 12 drivers. And that ended up being, I think, 5 on win percent and 7 champions filling the field. Lights out on our pace car. We're getting set for this third start here. Hopefully we can get some laps in here.
6 and 6 with 6 on win percentage, 6 on championships.
There you go, Hayden with the info. I missed it by
would
one.
Would have been 7 champions if you had opted to run the series, but
yeah. It would have been right. There goes our pace car, and here we go. Dave has control of the field in that mostly black with the red sides 79 car. This time Cliff gets a much better start. He does have some center nose damage on that 37. He gets the back end around and into the wall. Overdrove it a
just
bit.
a little too hard. That's going to give the transfer spot to Damon Nagel.
Damon was telling me how he was never going to make it. And here he is in the spot he needs to be right now. Colin Teague, the highlighters, made it up to third after all that. He bounces off the wall. I think Cliff hit the wall again as well.
Cliff is going to be fuming at himself right now under that helmet.
Oh, there goes Matt Benke and Colin Teague and the 5 of Quinn Newton and the Asher Brenner car all self-spinning. Oh my gosh.
5 of your 8 competitors just lost it almost all by themselves.
Hey, so the object of the game is to drive straight at.
Lucas Heitzma with the smart-ass remark. I absolutely love it.
And Cliff just went from 8th to 4th. That was wild.
He went from 2nd to 8th to 4th in like 2 laps.
He's going to bring it down and do some damage repair.
So I feel now would be a solid time to bring up the fact that this is not just a 25-lap race. There is a 20-minute time limit.
There is. And I can't see it, but Hayden can, so you can tell us where we are on it.
We have 12 minutes and 27 seconds left.
There we go. We wanted to get to our main event without being here all night, but we also wanted to try and do a caution laps don't count event to see how it would go, and well, we're seeing. It's going to be like that in our main too, so it could be a long night.
So with the main being a random draw, will our transfer drivers be in that random draw, or do they start at the rear?
They would be in that random draw.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, there's no way to do it otherwise.
I mean, you could EOL them, but...
I mean, we could, but then it would just be weird moving up the grids. And...
technicalities. All right, so your current 2 transfer drivers are Dave Hoitzma, who's had a very clean race so far. Don't want to jinx it. We'll knock on some wood. And Damon Nagel up in that second transfer spot. First one out appears to be Scott Elston in that TLR machine. Matt Banky without that nose there in 4th.
Who needs a nose?
Not Matt Banky, apparently.
Go get him, Matt. Cliff's going to line up 6th there.
Outside of Quinn Newton again. This could be deja vu.
Yeah, it's just a row back. Work our way down the backstretch here at Thompson, half a lap away from going green. Should see the pace car dive out of the way here shortly. That chrome car for Damon just really stands out at night. It's kind of awesome. There goes Dave, back on the loud pedal.
Dave with a great jump.
Back underway. Banky got the outside wall in the front stretch. Oh, Quinn Newton gets into the back of Scott Elston and turns him around.
Cliff in it again.
Cliff goes around at the end. My goodness. Quinn Newton having a rough night here.
I mean, just straight into the back of Scott Elston. Scott looks like maybe he was checking up a little early for that corner just to be safe, and Quinn none the wiser.
And poor Cliff right at the end.
Yeah, Scott sliding back up caught Cliff. I don't think Cliff's too bad. It's all crinkled, but he could still have a chance of transferring.
Jasher Brenner missed this.
9 minutes 50.
Cars up the hill, cars up the hill, cars up the hill. Wild.
I think we're certainly looking at a timed session at this point. Scott appears to be crab walking down the pit lane. That's could be an end to his open.
Yeah, you can drive him sideways. As long as it still rolls.
Just got that skew in there, you know?
Yeah, it might help it. You never know.
Got that yaw.
Yeah, I saw Sam Hornish just about won the Open one time, right?
Yeah, that car was dog walking. What was that, 09?
Somewhere around there, yeah. That was a wild looking car. NASCAR's like, don't do that again.
He was just doing what everyone else was.
Yes, to a farther extent.
Doing, but he took it about 5 steps farther than anybody else did. I mean, that car had to have been yawed about 10 degrees.
Once again, if any admins are in the chat, all cars out of pit road, you can advance this thing if you want. Well, we've completed 5 laps, technically. It's been a bit of a rough going.
11 and a half minutes.
Does anybody have the shorten caution button?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell people. I think Cliff has it, actually.
Someone tell him that.
Cliff, you're admin. You know that, right?
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
It's exclamation point P -1.
Exclamation point P -1, sir.
You want me to type while I'm driving? That's not happening either.
Under yellow, yes.
Pace car's off, makes that hard left turn. Dave Hoitzma with another good jump.
Damon stays with him.
Quite clear of Damon. Yeah, my bad. Damon got that preferred high side.
They're going to make contact off the corner.
Check up.
Goodness. Door bang there that makes it through. Colin T got the hill. Dave's going to self-spin, as is Quinn Newton, and Cliff Mullins gets a tiny piece of it. We're still wrecking. Dave finally goes around. Daddy Dave trying to hang on to his lead. Drove it in there pretty hard. Lost the back end.
Just got loose there under Damon. Quinn also kind of, I don't know if he self-spun
he self-spun,
at the same time.
He did.
Or if he spun getting on the brakes to avoid
Yeah.
Dave. But it gets... Oh, he barely missed Cliff there, didn't he?
So close. Oh, Colin T gets the nose of Dave Hoitzman, knocks the front bumper off.
Hey guys, we're pacing.
They reckon again?
That's a good question.
Cliff does a really good job to minimize the contact there with Quinn. Well, Asherbrenner once again gets an eye full of chaos.
Damon Nagel and Colin
Damon, did
T
the pace car just come to us?
Under caution?
transfer positions.
Oh, I thought you were saying under caution that you wrecked him.
No. In the transfer positions here with 6.5 minutes remaining. This is absolutely going to come down.
It's definitely
to
going to
who
be
is
timed.
leading at the 20th minute.
Who's in the top
Negative.
two?
It just pulled out right in front of me. I was going slow enough for it.
There you go. Daddy Dave's going to try and repair some of that damage. Looks like
Can't
his team
lose a
was
lap
able to,
under caution.
team was able to put that bumper back on. So that's good.
Speaking of front bumpers, Matt Banky's still in the 3rd spot without his.
You don't need no stinking bumper.
He needs a bumper.
Overrated bumpers. Now in the dirt, you absolutely need them because your radiator will cake with mud and blow your car up. Well, we don't need them on asphalt.
Lights are off on the pace car. Damon choosing that bottom lane. Do they have lane choice here?
They do.
I was going to say, everyone's picked the bottom, and I'm not quite sure why. The outside is the preferred spot if you're going to be passing somebody, so we'll see. This puts Cliff in a good spot to maybe jump up to 3rd or 2nd if things can go his way. But
So far tonight it hasn't, so.
with 5 minutes left, someone's going to have to do something to try to make their way into the main event.
Green flag back out on the air. Damon gets a really good launch. Able to clear Colin Teague into the corner. Teague settles in for 2nd. Cliff
Now,
Mullins.
if you're Colin Teague, you absolutely go after Damon Nagel here. You know, with Cliff behind you, he is going to try to get that spot as soon as he can if a caution comes out. And here he goes.
Inside as they cross the start-finish line. Colin Teague trying to wrap that car around the bottom. They make slight contact. Colin able to keep from spinning the other. Oh, Matt Banky's going to go around behind him. And Colin Teague goes around.
Dave
Colin
Weitzman with some damage back there. Quinn Newton.
Colin goes out of the transfer spot with a self-spin as they were wrecking behind him. That's got to be brutal. Matt Banky falls down to 6th. Let's see how all this unfolded. Banky is a self-spinner. Collects Elston against the wall. Dave Hoyt with it kind of slides through there, pinballs around a bit, and looks no worse for wear, really. I think Asherbanner spun to avoid it all. William just comes off the corner, sees a car sideways, and cuts it to the grass to avoid getting damage.
I think we're going to get one more green flag with the amount of time remaining.
Our top 2 now is Cliff Mullins and Damon Nagel. And you said one more run?
3.5 minutes. I think that's all you're going to get is one more green flag run.
There you go. Time to make something happen. Dave sitting there in 3rd. Do you think he'll get in there and push the issue a little bit?
I think... I love Dave, but I think he's just a little bit too nice of a guy to go in there and lay the bumper to someone like Cliff.
Those might be the words to get Cliff wrecked. Too nice, oh, watch this.
Alright, here we go. We've shortened it to 1 to green. Finally, we got someone with the ability to do it.
Hot dang.
So maybe now that we shortened it, we might get 2 shots at it. Maybe.
Of course, we shorten it with Elston on the pit lane. Banky trying to... Oh, Banky's in there. Who's missing? It's Colin Teague. Pace car heads off. And there's your
Good
restart.
restart from the front.
Let's become best friends. Yep.
They get single file quickly.
You want to go do
Quinn
karate?
Newton's going to move up to 3rd. See what he does with
Thanks
Cliff
to
here.
it,
They've
Kart
already
Racer
had
56
contact.
for my sub gift. Matt.
You'll find out real quick what whose fault Quinn thinks that wreck was.
Damon Nagel out of shape. Quinn out of shape. Quinn's out of shape.
Cliff goes through to the race lead.
Daddy
The
Dave's trying to
transfer
take
spot is
second.
between Damon
Oh, so
and
close.
Dave.
A little bit of contact. Dave's going to lose it.
Loose. Dave's going to go around. No, not Dave.
Now Quinn.
That brings out a caution with 1:50 remaining.
Oh, Matt Banky's going to lose it after the yellow comes out. Absolute chaos out here. It's Zarya, thank you for the resub. Zarya,
That
sorry.
very well might do it.
Old habits. So Cliff and Damon, your top 2 right now. Hayden saying this may be the final nail in the coffin with the timer. If you guys hit timers in the main, I'm going to be angry, just so you know.
We better not.
Because
We're better than this.
I set those for an hour.
It takes an hour to do 40 laps, then I think we need to start relegating people.
Since when is Hayden talking in chat? Since he's in the main event, this is the open. So he figured he'd come in here and hang out, and we appreciate him. Becca made sure to call him a bitch while he was here.
As I am.
How are you doing on time, sir?
50 seconds.
50 seconds.
I think we need to get 1 to green here to have a 1-lap shootout. Maybe it'd be a green-white checker.
Keeping an eye on the lights on the pace car. They are still on.
Could still shorten it here.
Hopefully Elston or Mullins gets it shortened so we can get back to green. Thank you. Of course, Mullins
shortened
is...
it by a lap, but that makes it 2 to green here.
No, we're not lights out.
And
lights
if we
out.
don't... Alright, 1 to green, here we go. We're gonna go for 1 lap of racing, I believe.
Cliff has taken the top finally.
There we go. 7 cars still in it with a chance. Scott Elston, the only one a lap down.
Yeah, he's still in the pit lane.
Cliff with a good
very
jump
good
over
jump.
Damon. Damon immediately to the top of the racetrack.
And
Quinn,
he's under attack. Quinn Newton down low. Up the hill he
Quinn
goes.
sent it in deep. It's a battle for second. I think this is the white flag.
White flag is out. Quinn really sends it in there. Damon gets collected. That is going to give it to Colin Teague, the transfer. Cliff Mullins wins the open. Colin Teague will transfer into the main with him. Wow. I knew this would be exciting, but damn. We're going to have some fisticuffs, I think. That was wild.
Quinn Newton went in there and said, if I'm not making it, neither are you.
Quinn tried his damnedest, and it unfortunately
right in front of Damon.
took Damon with him. Yeah, that was rough. We'll let Cliff get his celebration on. Looks like he's just going to park it. And we'll see what drivers we have in chat to talk to. Hopefully we got our top 3. We have a little warm-up period. Actually, this is kind of the end. I was thinking about later. Who's talking down here? Who we got? Anybody? Oh, yeah, there's a Cliff. Let's bring him up. Cliff, DG, and Hayden the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, that was definitely an adventurous time, and you're able to pull off the win. How'd you get it done?
Oh, fuck. I survived is what I did. It seemed like nobody wanted to be the top 2 up there. I don't know what Quinn was doing, but he car high. But yeah, I threw it into turn 1. On just thought I had a really good. I'll go and be on full transparency here. When I got that good launch right beside of Dave, and I went up and smacked the wall, I thought I was in 3rd gear and was trying to find 4th gear, and then realized I was in 4th gear and I was going too fast, and so I hit the wall. That's what happened with that one. I got banged around a couple more times, and then just kind of. I was hoping to get like a little more green flag racing out of it once the tires heat up in this thing. I knew we would have good speed to be able to make some moves then, and we didn't really get there. But it got a little crazy right there at the end. I thought that I was good. All I saw in my mirror though was low drag coming in like solidly right to my rear bumper, and I was like, this is how I get wrecked out of this thing. And but luckily he barely missed us, and we snuck in with it.
Well, it was quite an entertaining race. You had a lot of contact early on, and next thing you know, you're up there winning this thing.
Yeah, I didn't know you had fast repairs on here, or else I would have been screwed.
I didn't know we had them on either. I meant to turn them off.
I was going to say, I wish there shouldn't have been.
There's only one. So that saved me.
Well,
for 1 week, we can have them on. The rest of the time, I don't care. For this one, I'm okay with it.
That's amusing. All right. Well, congrats on your open win. We'll see you in the feature here in a little bit. Go ahead and apply to the league.
Yep, head 4.
Cliff Mullins put him back down in his chat, and I don't see Colin, so we can't talk to our other transfer. But I guess we'll get the other side of the coin and let Damon tell us what happened there at the end. Damon, DG, you got a copy? Hello, Damon.
Hey.
There he is. Hey, we just wanted to let you, I don't know, voice your displeasure so close there at the end. Just how agonizing was that?
I guess that's just racing. But I will say that's the second time Quinn's taken me out on the last lap. Did it once last year too.
Oof.
But that's all right. It's just racing.
If it makes you feel better, he got his teammates too.
It was just disappointing. Kept my car clean. Stayed out of all that trouble all race.
You're
Just
right
to
there
be
in the
taken
transfer
in the
spot on that
last
last
corner.
lap. That's rough. Well, congrats on the strong run. It was entertaining, and we'll see you here in a little bit to help us out with the main. Appreciate it.
No problem. I'll be there.
Damon Nagel in the 86 getting taken out on that last lap. Rough way to go out. What do you think?
Yeah, it certainly sucks to be that close and have something that out of your control take you out of it. But there really was just nowhere for him to go. Quinn just got loose digging, trying to get there, and unfortunately, it took Damon with him.
Yeah, let's get the other side of that story real quick. Quinn, DG, and Hayden in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
So going into turn 3 there, last lap, obviously,
Yeah, I
third
guess
doesn't
normal.
third doesn't matter. Seconds where you need to be. What was the thought process there?
I
and
just
what
hit my
happened?
normal braking point and just turned. Like, obviously, was not my best race there. I got to Cliff early. My bad. And then I got into Scott. They broke so early. I should have been prepared. That was too terrible race for me. One to forget. Normally, I'm not out there causing issues. I was a freaking Neo. So
Oh gosh.
it was not good. I feel really bad. Yeah, but no, I've been watching it for like the last 5 minutes. I hit my normal spot that I've been breaking the whole race, and when I went, Cliff was saying you hit that anything lower than that top line of pavement there, the darker color pavement, you're just it's loose, and I just hit my normal spot, turned the wheel, just flew right up into Damon. I feel terrible, but I don't know.
Dang.
It is incredibly loose, and anything on that bottom part you're trying to get a run or whatnot is just super loose. So yeah, I don't know. That was a rough one.
Well,
Definitely fumbled the bag.
at least we got some experience here for the rest of the 4 weeks here. Hopefully we see you out on all of them. I know you're pretty good on dirt. You looking forward to that one next week?
That should be fun. Yeah, as long as I can make them all, I should be able to. But yeah, that was I feel real bad. I definitely wrecked a few cars tonight. So thankfully Cliff though, he ended up winning, so that worked out for him. But really wanted to be in it tonight. Definitely felt pretty fast off of the practice speed with the 20.0. So I mean, I felt like I was ripping it around there, but I don't know, in race it just trying to race that track with that car around other people is extremely difficult tonight. We'll see how these guys. I mean, obviously these guys are a lot better, but see how they do. And yeah, it'll be interesting. But I feel bad, but like I said, I've been watching this back for a few minutes now, and I hit the normal spot. I don't know why it just snapped.
10-4.
So.
Yeah, we were checking it out too on the replay here in slow mo, and it's just like as soon as you start to hit the brakes, that car is coming around instantly. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so I feel bad. So if anybody's watching, I'm sorry. I sucked tonight.
10-4. We appreciate you taking time to chat with us, and go ahead and shout out your business while you're here.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I should do that. Ain't nobody coming in after watching me tonight. But 712 breaks and whatnot. We do football, and we've been diving into NASCAR breaks as well. So the new Donruss NASCAR cars are coming out soon. So those come out later this month. So we're definitely gonna be breaking some of those. So hop in, get a driver. If we pull a card that belongs to that driver, we'll ship it out to you.
10-4. We appreciate you, bud, and hopefully we'll see you back here next week.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Quinn Newton giving us the other side of that incident. And yeah, if you watch the replay, like he said, is the second he hits the brakes, that car starts to spin. I was letting you comment.
I'm turning laps myself at this point, so
10-4. Is it as loose as he says?
Can confirm you enter the corner the wrong way. It does want to come around on you.
10-4. I need to accept some people here into the main and get out of this lobby. Get over to the new one. Wow, that's a lot of objects. Let's drop that out there. Hide that. And gotta load up our new session. See if anybody's trying to get in the second. Blake or Travis.
Michael currently P1.
Colin needs his number 51. Cliff needs his 37. Beautiful. No Mike Chris, no Travis Martin. Blake did get home in time. Mike Chris or Travis Martin, if y'all show up late, let me know, and I'll make sure to get you numbers set in there so we don't get that all messed up. Launch our session. We'll get this new one getting going. iRacing loading in. Let's see who's here. We got Bill Rivard, Blake Giglio, Cliff Mullins, Cody Cleaver, Ethan Evers, Harry Grindell, Hayden Lowell, Lucas Weissman, Mike Edwards, and Trenton Sneed. Still a few folks missing. Let's go ahead and put out a blast in the league. Let the open guys.
Oh, no.
That doesn't sound good.
I've severely overcorrected. Well, it was fun hanging up out up here with in the booth with you, Swiss. We're gonna go ahead and move to the place where I'm sure there'll be a lot of screaming and cussing.
Yeah, probably. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Swiss.
Appreciate you joining us. All right, here we are, main event time. 7 minutes to go in practice here. I love Trenton's car. Orange is my favorite color anyway. That's just a cool car. It was rough, Scott. Hopefully this goes a little better. Could have up to 14 cars in this. Right now we have, looks like 10. A few guys not quite in here yet. Cody Ernest or Travis Martin, Mike Chris. At 11. Our two transfers are in there, Cliff Mullins and Colin Teague. Drivers get no tire sets, 40 lap race, so they are going to have to take care of them. You can light them up quick and burn them up, especially coming off the corners with the throttle. So much horsepower in these things. Mike Edwards there on pit lane is fastest. Hayden Lowell, the Napa machine, second quick. Lucas Weissman currently third fastest. That Psychophantic Labor 12 car, cool looking scheme for him. Yeah, Bill Rivard, the Grand Theft Autos machine. It's currently fifth quick. Blake Giglio just jumped up to fourth there on that very generic iRacing car. Cliff and the Curly's Guns and More machine. Pinnacle Trailer Sales right there in the sixth spot. So he transferred in. Harry Grindell seventh quick, the Kamikaze car, which of course has Renault sponsorship on it because it's Harry. Ethan Evers in the 8 car. Got the Joker on there. He gets up into the outside wall. Over here we can tell you how everyone transferred in. There's Cody Cleaver in the 2. I like that blue, black, and orange outline. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Mike Edwards, the 14, was in as your Mazda's champion this season. Hayden Lowell, 56, picked up the Truck, Xfinity, and IndyCar champions this season. That's how he qualified. Trenton in the 81 car. He was your Cup Series champion Wednesday nights. That's how he got in. Cliff Mullins' 37 car. He got in by the transfer from the open win. Lucas Hoytsma, 97 car, was in on win percentage. Had one of the highest winning percentages with the 100 or more starts in the series, so that's how he was able to get in. Blake Giglio, the 16, he was the champion in the Monday Night ARCA series. That's how Blake qualified his way in. Bill Rivard, he was in on win percent, over 100 starts with a high win percentage, so Bill out here in the 10. Welcome back, sir. Harry Grindell in the 70. He's another one that got in based on win percentage. At one point, he won just about every race in the, I believe it was the V8 Supercar series we had at one point. So here he gets in on win percent. There's Ethan Evers in the 8 spinning out. He got in as your Super Speedway Series champion, so being the best at the biggest tracks, he is now going to try and battle on the shortest tracks, so that'll be quite the change. You have Colin Teague not out on track yet. He'll be in that familiar highlighter color, but with gray down the side. He'll be doing that from the transfer spot for him. That is how our current 11 drivers, with 3 minutes to go, got into the field. Check to see if anyone accepted their invite. Try that over here. No Mike Chris and no Travis Martin. I think it's Mike Chris's birthday, so he's probably out doing some fun stuff. I'll go ahead and say happy birthday, Mike Chris. Watch Hayden go around there. That's always fun. It's like most of our top 3 on the pit lane as Hayden brings it down 2. So Hoytsman in 5th. Out there still getting some practice in. Hoytsman notoriously good on short tracks, so I'm a little surprised to see him down in 5th. Bill Rivard, full send back there behind him. Gets it up and into the outside wall. A lot of people saying these cars really punish you if you overdrive it. And you're seeing that with a lot of guys getting up into the fence. Lucas now jumps up to the 3rd best time as he has Blake Giglio behind him. Blake sliding off the corner. What car control you just witnessed there from the 16. Saving that race car after he got so sideways. William confirming my assessment that these cars really punish overdriving them. Check in on Cliff. There he is. About a minute to go in practice here. We'll run a 40-lap race, then we'll have a 5-minute warm-up and another 40-lap race. Feature 1 and Feature 2. We invert the field between the 2 features. So whoever's fast at the beginning is going to start at the back of the pack. We only have 40 laps to get to the front. Feature setup that we ran in the dirt series this year, and we liked it so much we wanted to try it out on an asphalt short track series, so here we are. They have no fast repairs and no tires for this event. Of course, if they crash in Feature 1, they'll have a new car in Feature 2, and that is it. Final few seconds ticking off here. Who's my pick? It's so hard to pick against Lucas on a short track. So difficult to pick against Lucas on a short track that I'm going to go ahead and take Lucas. Even though he's down in 3rd. Mikey going to be quick on short runs, but I think over the length of the race, Lucas is going to be tough to beat. Lucas says he would pick against himself this time. Sorry, buddy. Oh my goodness, Mikey. And Trenton. Oh, Cody Cleaver wiping him out too. That's going to be a lot of backup cars. All right, random draw qualifying. So these cars, 11 cars, will be put in random order and stuck out on the grid. We'll see how iRacing claims their fates here. As the field gets lined up. I'm trying to fix our scoring box that shouldn't be saying official results. It's like Colin Teague's been given the pole and Lucas Hoyt's was 2nd. So my pick looks pretty good. Lucas already up at the front of the field. Mama Steed coming in. Trenton drew the 10th spot. We'll let the field get out there. Waiting on our pole sitter and Bill Rivard to get on track. Then we can run through our starting lineup presented by our friends at Labor 12. We're going to go ahead and start the tunes. And we'll just wait for Colin and Bill to get out there. Hard to do your starting lineup without the pole sitter. Welcome on in, everybody. We're getting into the main event of the SRX race. Our open was won by Cliff Mullins in the 37. Colin Teague, the 51, transferred in, finishing second. And, well, it's like Colin Teague's not going to start this thing. Lucas Leisma gets down and away, so I guess Lucas is going to be your pole sitter. Blake Giglio will start in second. Mike Edwards third. Cliff Mullins will start fourth. Harry Grandel in fifth. Cody Cleaver sixth. Ethan Evers apparently seventh. Trenton Steed apparently eighth. And Hayden Lowell apparently ninth. So we have Bill Rivard and Colin Teague. Colin's will start it from the pit lane. Bill Rivard not out there right now. We got 11 cars in the registered. There's Rivard on the pit lane. So those two are going to start it from the pit lane. Everyone else going to be out on track. I should be getting the green this time around. We'll have 1 hour to complete 40 laps. Hopefully we don't need that whole hour. But I gave him plenty of time to get all 40 laps complete. Caution laps don't count. Field works their way out of turn number 2 and down the back stretch. Nine cars on track, 2 starting from the pit lane. Giglio became the control car and he about lost it. My goodness. Sliding every which way. Hoytsma is a admin for this, so hopefully he knows if they need a black clear there. You have Edwards and Mullins side by side, and then Cody Cleaver right behind Mullins, and that's the outside yellow car of Harry Grindell moving up. Oh, Cody Cleaver get out of shape down there on the bottom, makes contact with Ethan Evers, and then Cody spins it around. He's on the apron. I don't know if that'll trigger a yellow or not. There come the 2 cars off the pit lane, and they stay green. So Hoytsma out in front of Giglio. Mike Edwards is going to spin it out of third. The Shrekmobile going around, and there goes Cliff Mullins. Cliff just not had enough.
Mike, I was looking in my mirror when you went. I am sorry.
It's Harry Grindell apologizing to Edwards. Edwards saying it was on him. Let's take a look at the replay here. Figure it out for ourselves. Let's see if he starts to lose the back end before, and he does. And then Harry finishes him off. So no reason for Harry to be upset there. Let's see what happened to Cliff. It's inside Trenton here. He gets tagged by Hayden Lowell. Hayden punts the 37 around. I can take another look here. Cliff checks up for the wreck. Hayden sees clear track and doesn't check up and sends Cliff to the inside wall. That could be very detrimental to Hayden's ability to finish these races. Cliff Mullins known to send the favor back quite often. See the 10 and 51, they came out of the pit lane late, so they're going to have to wait for a waiver around here. But they should be able to get it and go on the lead lap. Hayden with an ARCA brake, oof. That guy that said he wouldn't pick him out here in front. Remember, we have 2 features tonight, and they get full points for both. It is like we are running 2 40-lap races, and the points count in each. The field will invert between the 2. Ethan Evers in the 8 car on pit lane. Caution laps don't count, so all these laps are sitting here on pit lane getting damage repair. They're not going down any laps. Got at least one more lap of pacing here, so the lights stay on the pace car. Lucas Weissman is your leader, Blake Giglio second, Harry Grindell third, Trenton Sneed fourth, Hayden Lowell in fifth, Cody Cleaver sixth, Mike Edwards after that spin seventh. Ethan Evers brings it off the pit lane, he'll be lining up eighth. Cliff Mullins, if he gets back out while the race is still under caution, he should line up in ninth. And then we should get Bill Rivard and Colin T getting a wave around when those lights go out on the pace car. And that is right here. So there goes Rivard taking his wave around and Colin Teague. Cliff Mullins still on the pit lane. Let's see if he's able to get back out. There he goes. Down and away. He'll rejoin the field. He'll be restarting 11th as the field works their way down the backstretch. These cars trying to catch back up. They're just now across that front stretch. They got to hurry. Pace car heads off. Hoytsma and Giglio, your front row, two of the winningest drivers in SRL history. Hoytsma had some trouble restarting there on the inside line.
I need a black clear for passing under yellow.
Oh, Lucas is going to go around. Lucas Hoytsma, race leader, goes around up front. And the yellow is out again. That is something you don't see every day. A car Lucas struggles to handle a little bit. Let's go with a far chase here and take a look at what happened to him. It looked like it was by himself. He tries to get the throttle down and the car comes around on him. A little too much gas pedal. And then Trenton Sneed gets him in the door. Definitely not something you see very often. Field gets the bunch back up and they may take this whole hour that I gave them. Hopefully they get it figured out soon. These cars are very hard to handle. That's why we gave it to our champions of the series. Go out there, have some fun, figure it out. Looks like the result is Hayden Lowell as your race leader. There's no tires, no fast repairs, so all you can do is fix damage as best you can. Fortunately, these cars are built pretty tough. Showing Trenton as your leader, but that's because he's sitting on the pit lane. The field hasn't gone by him yet. Caution laps don't count, so it does all kinds of weird things on your leaderboard. But Hayden is your leader. Cody Cleaver is up to second after we saw him fighting it early on.
I got that.
Hopefully our admins know they're in there. Ethan Evers up to third. Mike Edwards fourth, Cliff Mullins in fifth, Bill Rivard sixth, Colin Teague seventh, Harry Grindell eighth, Lucas Weiss won the pit lane in ninth, and Blake Giglio right there with him in 10th. And it looks like Trenton may have called it a race. I think he wasn't having fun. Don't see Trenton anymore. You got 8 cars all lined up here together. Here comes Hoytsma to rejoin the field. And there's Blake, so we'll have 10 cars still on the lead lap. And Trenton, when he T-boned Lucas, kind of broke the car and had to disappear. Hayden gets that great restart on that high line. He takes off over Cody Cleaver. And you have Mike Edwards, and there goes Cliff Mullins again. Misses everyone coming up the track, but man, Cliff's had a rough night. He won the Open, but it was hard getting him to that point. And is that Colin Teague sending him over the jump? And airborne goes to 37. See if Colin collects the... He does. Gets into the back of the 37. Overdrives the corner a little bit, and Cliff probably going to be real pissed about that one. See if we can find the 37. He just drives it through the infield.
Ain't no way I just almost lost it under caution.
I think he might have been trying to get to Colin there.
You're not the first, and you won't be the last.
Oh, there it is. He was going to go to him. Just slams the back of that 51 car. Gets him in the door, too. Clearly not happy. And goes down the pit lane before Colin can retaliate. I don't know why Colin was mad. He probably should have expected that. After all, Colin definitely punted Cliff. So we got several cars taking repairs. Lucas Weissman, Blake Giglio, and Cliff Mullins while we're under caution. And we will not be able to advance the race due to those cars taking repairs. We'll have to ride around and watch some caution laps. Let's see. Let's get some driver chat in here. Who do we have to pull? Oh, this will be fun. Well, Cliff, you seem to have a disagreement with the 51 there. What happened?
He forgot where the fucking turn was, apparently.
It looked like you maybe sent him a little message there at the end, and I don't know, it looked like he tried to take a swipe back at you, which I don't really get, since he should know he fucked up.
I mean, you would think that, but it's all right. We got another race.
10-4. Well, you out of this one, or are you getting it repaired?
We had 12 minutes of optional, but we might get back out there. I don't know. We'll see.
It's a long
see
race.
If it drives right. Yeah, it's gonna be a long race if they keep on with this fucking pace.
Yep. All right, bud. Good luck.
Yep.
Lucas Weissman, DG, you got a cup?
Yep.
It's not every day we see you spin a car all by yourself. How hard are these things to drive tonight?
Well, it was alerted to me that we can change the brake bias once we get in the car, so that has helped me since. But it was at 41% to start out with, so there's your problem. When I spun, I wasn't even on the gas. That thing just looped under braking. Center of the corner, this thing is tough to drive. It's going to be a long night.
10-4. Well, good luck, sir.
Thanks.
There's Lucas Weissman telling us about his spin. Pace car heads off, and, well, we're going to have guys going a lap down. Hayden jumps out to the lead. Cody Cleaver second. Ethan Evers, Mike Edwards battle for third. See them both ahead of Harry Grindell. That looked like Bill Rivard headed to the wall. I think he may have ricocheted off of it. Then he makes contact with Colin Teague. Colin's going to spin it on the front stretch. And our yellow waves again for the fourth time tonight. I think that saves Lucas Weissman's bacon from going a lap down, as did Cliff Mullins. They were in danger of Hayden catching up to them, putting them a lap down. That caution saves them. And back under yellow we go. Let's take a look first
A long race.
for Bill Rivard here. He does get up into the outside fence. Then Colin Teague makes contact with him coming off the corner, and Colin goes around. I think Colin expected him maybe a little bit farther up the hill, but because he had gone so high in the corner, he could drive the corner straighter on exit. Could the 10 car, the purple one. And that catches Colin off guard, and Colin goes around off the contact, trying to stay off the 10. We've officially completed 5 laps. We're making progress. See Blake and Lucas still taking as much repair as they can. It's a good strategy to try and keep those cars in good working order if it's going to be this much contact tonight. We gave our champions a challenge with some of the hardest cars to drive in iRacing, and it is definitely challenging our drivers out here tonight. Get a chat with Hayden now that he's had some green flag laps. I'm going to bring you back in the booth real quick. How's it going out there so far?
So far so good. I don't know how we got from 11th to the lead here. Did accidentally punt Cliff. Do apologize for that. I was on the brakes. If he wants to believe it, that's fine. If he doesn't, also fine. But I know he's not going to forget it. But
lucky for you, he's pissed off at someone else right now.
Well, that's good. Maybe he'll forget about it then. But
Colin Teague wiped him the fuck out.
everyone's complaining that this car's hard to drive. It's undrivable. Well, I don't know. I haven't had many problems myself. It's not undrivable at 45 miles an hour. Cliff didn't forget about it. But this car's pretty drivable at 45 miles an hour. I don't know about anybody else. So
it's the 80 mile an hour that makes it a challenge.
I've been told to shut up, so I will do such a thing.
Hayden Hall in the Napa car, giving us a quick little chat before he gets told to shut up by the rest of the field. Let's lights are still on. Let's see if we have Cody. We have Cody. Cody DG, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, we got this thing up in second. Looks like it's been a challenge out there for a lot of the guys. You got a little right side damage, but the car looks okay otherwise. How's it going so far?
I'm going to disagree with Hayden and say that this car is definitely a handful to drive. It's, I think, maybe my third time ever driving it, so...
In his defense, he did say at 45 miles an hour.
You know for a second that Hayden just is... That's not what he meant. He changed his answer.
I mean, he did say it every time he said it, though. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Yeah.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Green flag back out on the air. Hayden uses that top side to get a great launch. Ethan Evers trying to move up to second on the outside of the number 8. Here comes Bill Rivard sailing it in there. Gets up into the outside wall. Rivard on a full send. Giglio followed him in there. Giglio almost took it 3 wide. Thought better of it there. Probably a wise decision. And oh my gosh, that is Harry Grindell and Bill Rivard both just crushing the outside wall in turn 3 and 4. Now we're 3 wide at the back of the field. Giglio, Hoytsma, and then Harry Grindell. Harry may have hurt that car. He's struggling to get it around the track now. Bill Rivard's found a line he likes where he hits the wall on purpose and passes Harry Grindell. What is happening? Hayden Lowell out front. Ethan Evers in second. Cody Cleavers slid down to third. Mike Edwards fourth. Colin Teague fifth. Giglio's up to sixth, and Hoytsma now seventh. Bill Rivard in eighth. Cliff Mullins, he's been taking as much repair as he can. Crew taking that front bumper off. Harry Grindell, as we said, probably hurt that car, and he is on the pit lane in 10th. Trenton Sneed out of this race. Mike Edwards running the high line there. See Lucas Hoytsma, Colin Teague. That's the battle for 6th as Hoytsma goes around the outside of Teague. And what do you know? We get some green flag laps in here. Uh-oh. I said something. Colin Teague in the 51 goes around. And when Cliff gets there, that'll trigger the caution. What happened to Colin to get him all crossed over? He's behind Lucas here. Colin transferred into this race, so he had some practice earlier. And just lost the back end, kind of like Quinn did, just a lot later in the corner. Colin Teague loops it. Cliff Mullins triggers the yellow. Well, we got a couple of green flag laps in there. That was fun to see. We got to see a little racing. It was great. I'm excited now. We need more racing. Bill Rivard has gone a lap down. Unfortunately for him, there's no wave rounds because the caution laps don't count. So even if you pass the pace car like 32 times, you're still going to be on the same lap. Lucas coming down to do more damage repair. Obviously, Cliff Mullins needs to do the repairs. Harry Grindell. Let's see if we can have a chat with Harry. See what happened. Harry, DG, you got a copy?
Oh, hello.
Hello. Well, we noticed your car on the pit lane there. You think you hit the outside wall pretty damn hard down there in turn 3. What happened to you?
I pressed the brakes, the rear wheels locked up, I slid, I tried to counter it, and we went in the fence. It's it just, yeah, I moved the brake bias forward, and evidently not enough. So, yeah, we just got loose, went in the wall there, and I'm just chilling now. I've got another 5 minutes of repairs before we get back out there, but I know there's a second race coming, so we'll just get the repairs done.
Yeah.
Come out whenever. It's a fun race. I'm having fun. It's been quite funny So we're just out here. We're having a time.
10-4, that's what it's all about. And yeah, definitely get back out there and get some practice for that second race. Why not, right?
Absolutely, I'm gonna need it.
now?
10-4, good luck.
Thank you.
Harry Goodell in his 70 getting the story of how he ended up on pit lane. Rear brakes locked up on him, and that's how he slid up to the
There's
outside wall.
not lucky dogs, but you can't lose laps under caution.
Can't lose laps?
Under caution.
Under green you can, but not under caution. If the caution laps don't count, there's therefore no laps for you to lose.
It's also no laps for you to gain.
Well, son of a bitch.
So yeah, like Lucas and Blake have just been sitting at a whole caution period fixing their damage, and they're still on the lead lap. The more you know.
Yeah, you can't lose laps under caution, but you also can't gain them, which is why there's no lucky dog or wave around. It's even if you pass the pace car 32 times, you're still gonna be in the exact same lap because caution laps don't count. Hi, Bill.
Is that your way of wanting the bottom?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, good luck. I brought Bill in, he didn't say anything. He unmuted his mic, but he still didn't say anything. Comes Blake rejoining the field. We got 9 cars. 8 of them still on the lead lap, plus Bill Rivard. Back to the green we go. Hayden fishtailing, Lucas fishtailing. Colin Teague brushed the wall. Hayden gets out to the lead. Battle is on for 2nd through 5th. All piled up there together. Cody Cleaver trying to hang on to 2nd. He's going to go up the hill in front of Ethan Evers and take 2nd. Now Blake Giglio's coming through and Mike Edwards turns his teammate. Shrek spins the Joker. Where have we seen that one before? Classic Delta Prime driving there. Let's take a look at this one. Blake right on Edwards' tail. A little bit of contact between them, and then Edwards gets the 8 and spins him right on around. Ethan Evers.
We good by shortening him by a lap on this one.
Here's the contact. Obviously not intentional, just Mike was a little faster on corner exit than Ethan and turns him around. Uh-oh. Got some short track attitudes coming. Here we go. Ethan gets up into his teammate, Mike Edwards. Gives him a bump in the corner. Evers running well there until Edwards turned him. Heard Lucas say they're good to shorten it, but he's down on the pit lane taking repairs, so that's a little confusing. Vard hits the pit lane. Here comes the 37 of Mullins. He's still on the lead lap with that car somehow. Freaking impressive if you ask me. They all hit the pit lane for repairs. Hayden's just kind of biding his time up there in the front. Cody Cleaver back up to 2nd with that incident with Evers. We have Blake Giglio, Mike Edwards. I think Blake's finally all repaired. Car looks in pretty good shape now. Edwards and Colin Teague. And Lucas in 7th. Cliff, no front end on that car. Seen that a few times tonight out of these.
Oh, I want to talk this time. I didn't realize we were coming to win the green. Oh, now I've got Shrek behind me. This was the wrong choice.
This was the wrong choice. Mike's going to go up there and give him a shot for that comment. Comes Bill Rivard, Ethan Evers back out to join the fray. And there is Mullins. Still 9 cars in contention. Rivard would have to pass them all and get a lap back, though. We get back to green flag racing. Hopefully we can put some green flag laps together and make these tires matter. Cleaver and Edwards. Edwards got a really good launch on that high line. He gets around Giglio, and now he's fighting Cleaver for 2nd. Watch that Shrek car trying to get around the blue and black machine. Lucas Weissman just smacked the wall back there. Continue to watch this battle for second as Edwards, I think, is going to get him clear. And now Giglio and Cleaver. Cleaver had to really check up to stay off those outside cars, and he's going to fall to fourth. Hoyts was now up to fifth. Colin Teague is going to go around again, and that's going to be our seventh caution. Colin Teague not having a good night. This one is all on his brake bias, it looks like. I don't think anyone touched him. Someone help this man with his brake bias. Yeah, as soon as he gets on the brakes, kind of like Quinn Newton in that first race. Car just went around on him. Hey, Cliff.
What?
What'd you set these brake biases to that all these guys are wrecking going into the corner?
Whatever it was on.
You didn't even change it? That's wild. Yeah, these guys are... Just about everybody's going into that corner sideways.
Well, that's their own fault. They don't know how to not brake, like jam on the brakes.
10-4. That means I would like to set it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard. I'll give you the fucking cheat code right now. If you stay above the patch going into the corner and don't brake too hard, also, you can diamond the corner and come down onto the patch coming out of the corner. It will have grip. I don't know why y'all think this is so hard, especially the one that doesn't know how to hit his brakes going into turn one. Thank God he's fucking gone. Fuck!
Might get some green flag running now.
Possibly. It's very possible we might actually get a green flag run in and go all the way to the fucking finish at this point. Watch me trip all over my dick and
I'm waiting for it. I am waiting for it. Oh, man. Well, it's been an interesting one so far. And hopefully all the drivers heard your coaching there and get it figured out. It's been some good racing in those green flag laps. The Delta Prime guys did their normal Delta Prime thing of wrecking one another.
Nobody was surprised by that at all.
Nope, not even Ethan.
Not even Ethan. He knew it. Mike's behind you. Guess what's happening?
Hey, Hayden's so scared he's all the way up to the wall.
I don't blame him.
I
still ain't forgot fucking lap whatever the fuck it was, lap 2 or 1 or one of them. I don't know.
Which lap one? We had a couple of those.
The one where he Parker beat the shit out of me.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck.
Okie dokie.
Cliff Mullins in a 37, giving us a quick chat as Hayden Lowell, Mike Edwards get set for the restart here on the front row. And Barney waves that green flag. We're back racing. Blake Giglio gets a great jump on Mike Edwards. Mike probably did not like having to take the bottom, but Blake going to take full advantage if he can. Trying to get around the outside of the Shrek car, and Mike going to clear back to the top. Cliff out there with his damaged car. Bill a lap down. Harry Grindel's finally got his repairs done. He's multiple laps down, but he's going to get some practice for race number 2, he said. So we got 10 cars on track. 9 cars, technically. Hayden, your leader now. Blake Giglio, Mike Edwards. The 2 of Cody Cleaver. It looks like we've got this thing figured out now. Edwards trying to really high line. Got way up the hill. That's probably a little too high, and that allows the 2 of Cleaver to get through. Lucas Hoytsman now looking for that 4th spot. Lucas really staying disciplined down there on the bottom. Not able to get the speed as Edwards clears. Top 7 cars all within 2 seconds. Cody Cleaver, big struggle out of the corner there. Just looking at the timing screen and actually missed what physically happened, but you guys saw it at least. We're getting things single file now. We're going to start and get into a long run, and I jinxed it. Cody Cleaver goes around. Unfortunate for the 2 car. Brings out the yellow. We got a few laps of green in there. It was nice. We're almost halfway now. Like Cody just kind of looped it on corner exit. A little bit too much power down in the 2, and he'll go to the tail of the field. No damage for him. That's the good thing. 10%. Yeah. It kind of feels that way. Remember, after this 40-lap race, we're going to invert the field and do it again. Try out the TV mix while we're here. You have Hayden, Blake, Edwards back up to third. Hoytsma's back up to fourth after all that damage repair he was getting. Ethan Evers spun out from second, now running fifth. Cody Cleaver, even with his spin there, running in the sixth spot. Cliff Mullins, well, they got the nose back on it. It's getting some repairs. Getting closer to getting that car back in good shape. Bill Rivard up to 8th. Even though he's a lap down, Colin Teague has left the race. Harry Grindell has 1 or 2 laps till he passes him for that 9th spot. And then Trenton left this thing early. He did not like how the car was driving. Let us chat with nobody because we're going back in. I was going to say Ethan Evers, but we go lights out on the pace car and we're getting set for the restart. We're at Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park. International Speedway Motorsports Park. So many words in the name of this track. Seems unnecessary, but hey, gives you something to talk about. Hayden Nolan, Blake Giglio, your front row. Oh, there goes Ethan Evers out of the background. He's down in the grass, so that probably won't trigger a caution. Top 3 are now Lowell, Giglio, and Lucas Heitzman, followed by Mike Edwards. So the top 4 winners in SRL history are the top 4 in this race. That's kind of what the SRL SRX Race of Champions Series is about. Like Cody Cleaver, bit out of shape back there again, loses the spot to Grindell physically, but not on the scoreboard, as that's not for position. Giglio and Heitzman now. These two have had so many classic battles in SRL. Now they're nose to tail for that second spot. Mike Edwards trying to keep pace in the Shrek car, gets in there a little too hot. Up the hill he goes. He'll lose a bunch of space on the track, bunch of real estate. Grindell has taken over that 9th spot as we stay with this battle between Heitzman and Giglio. 18 laps to go. Let's go on board with the 97. Giglio hits the outside wall as I want to do that, so I'm going to wait for a second. Now they settle it out. From the roof of the 97 car, you can hear all the horsepower trying to get down. Oh, Blake, big slide, but so did Lucas. Blake gets into the outside wall. My goodness. Hayden Lowell just expands his lead while that was going down. You hear Lucas sliding that car off the corner. Almost driving like a sprint car off the right rear. Lucas going to turn down underneath Giglio, try to get alongside off the corner. Giglio gets the outside wall as Mike Edwards got very loose behind him. Lucas trying to take away the second spot. Blake way up the hill trying to hold him off. That's not going to work. Lucas Weiss was going to take the spot, and now Blake's under attack from Mike Edwards. We'll see if Lucas can run down Hayden. He's got about a second to make up. Mike Edwards trying to pass Blake Giglio, but the inside, it's so hard to get a pass done. The outside's actually preferred here at Thompson. So Lucas did it the hard way on the bottom, only because Blake kind of messed up, got up the track. Now Edwards in the Shrek car trying to follow. See Harry Grindell in the yellow kamikaze car learning. He is multiple laps down, 6 laps down. But he knows there's a second race, so he is out here learning how to handle these cars for the next one. Edwards right into the back bumper of Giglio, actually gives him a little bit of a nudge. Blake sliding the car off the corner. Edwards, no room to be had. Go on board with Mike Edwards in the Shrek car. Closed up right to that bumper, but not able to find a way past him at the moment. 11 laps to go. Edwards into the outside wall a little bit there. Blake slid that thing in on the corner entry. And he's sliding it off the corner. Edwards checks up. He's going to get alongside down the back straight. Straight and stretch. Don't make one word. Edwards going to clear Blake. Blake, see if he tries to cross over. Just can't get the power down on that 16, and Edwards able to clear him. Hoytsma has not made up much ground, maybe about 2/10 on Hayden. 9 laps to go. That is not quick enough. Hayden, your leader by 1 second over Lucas Hoytsma. And Lucas has 7/10 on Mike Edwards. And Edwards about a half second already on Blake. Blake has the lap machine of Harry Grindell right on his tails. Harry's trying to learn for race number 2. Cody Cleaver's in 5th in the number 2 car. And yeah, Cliff Mullins been banged up quite a lot this race. Hey, at least he finally has a nose on that car from all the repair time he got. Ethan Evers out there in 7th. He was all the way up in 2nd at one point. Kind of gone away for him here late. Bill Arvard ended up a lap down. Currently stuck in the 8th spot. Harry Grindell, lengthy repair required. Ends up back out there in 9th, 6 laps down. Colin Teague and Trenton Speed have retired. Mike Edwards is caught up to Lucas Hoytsma as Lucas had a bit of an issue. Lost a few tenths to Lucas, or to Hayden. Edwards trying to get to the outside. That is definitely where the preferred passing line is, but he got a little too high there. Giglio just barely kissed the wall coming out of 2. We'll go back to watching Edwards on board. There are your top 2. Hayden well out there in the white and blue Napa car. This black and gray Labor 12 machine. Mike Edwards trying to battle with him for that 2nd spot with 4 laps to go. Edwards got that back in, kicked around a little too much. That's going to let Lucas escape for a bit. Cross start finish, 3 to go. Closing in on halfway of our event as we complete feature 1. Blake Giglio starting to close back in a little bit. Not much. I think he heated up those rear tires a little too much in that 16. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. At least still in the camera shot. And that was Cleaver way back there. Things kind of settled down as the white flag waves. 1 lap to go here at Thompson International Speedway. Hayden Lowell in control here in feature 1. Means he will start dead last in feature 2. Trenton would be pole sitter if he was here. But if he's not here, oh my gosh, they're wrecking in the background. Lucas Hoytsma goes around. That is awkward. Mike Edwards finishes 2nd. Hoytsma still 3rd. Let's take a look at this finish. Oh, Edwards gets into the back of him. Around goes Lucas, then Blake Giglio bounces off of him. Here comes Cody Cleaver. Lucas backwards across the line to hang on to 3rd. What a wild finish that was. If we can get our top 3 for a quick chat. Hayden, Lucas, and Michael still. Let's go find Hayden real quick. Hayden, DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Swiss.
Well, that was a pretty mundane finish for you there. You just kind of took control of it. And yeah, you just took control of the race and kind of cruised away there.
Yeah, once we finally got a couple of laps on these tires and everything warmed up, it was actually really fun to drive. And I wouldn't say easy to drive, but it certainly you started to understand it and it got more
We
controllable.
would have
So,
put SRX out of business in week 2.
thank you, Lucas. But yeah, brought home a win in the first feature, and we'll invert, start at the back again, and go for a second one.
10-4. Well, definitely an interesting race. Good luck here, and we'll see if you can come up through the field now that some of the guys might know what they're doing this time.
I'm gonna go get some water and some food.
You do that. 4 minutes. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Let's go ahead and pull. I think Mikey wound up second after all that. Well, that was one way to finish second. What happened there in that last lap?
I sent it. Yeah, I didn't want to wreck them, but these things are so hard to drive. So shows you how hard they are if Lucas can't even control it. But yeah, that was fun.
10-4. When we get a second shot out of here, you think you'll have something here for feature number 2?
Hopefully, I'm hoping it goes green. Can't be up too late, but seems like we'll have half the field here. Yeah, we'll see.
10-4. Good luck.
Thank you.
And then grab Lucas. Well, Luke looked like he had a second spot wrapped up there, then unfortunately contact from the last corner, but he still reversed it and were able to save third. It was a pretty heads-up move there, and well, tell us about your feature.
Well, I think it was like lap 3 or something that I just lost it in 1 and 2, like an idiot. Fixed about 6 minutes of optional damage, got back out there, and we had so many dang cautions, I fixed all of it. Yeah, got up there on a podium. About had, like you said, about had second locked up, but I don't know if a bump and run in the first of 2 races is ideally what you want to do, so we'll see how that works out.
10-4. I mean, he did it as his teammate too, so
Yeah, I'll take that into account.
10-4. Good luck in feature 2 and see if you can bring it up from the back.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Ben.
I put Lucas in the wrong chat. There we go. Let's bring in Ethan just for fun. Ethan DG, you got a copy? I think I missed. Ethan DG, you got a copy?
Yep.
Well, that was an interesting feature. Looked like you were doing pretty good there at the beginning. Did the tires kind of fall off when you had the spin?
Yep, they got heated up, and then who did I get into that shot me around the track? I think it was Cody on one of the restarts, and I didn't get a caution, so I had to catch up.
And for quite the first feature, and we learned something for feature number 2, a little bit of how these cars handle.
Yeah, don't be around Mike.
10-4 seems to be a consensus tonight. Good luck.
Yeah, I got beef with him.
Awesome.
I'm just kidding.
There's Ethan Evers in the 8. Let's see. Who else is hanging around? Bill. See if his mic's working now. Is your mic working now? No? Okay. Try to talk to Bill. His mic doesn't want to work. All right. How much did you learn?
I learned a bit.
That's good. I saw you were all over Blake's tail there for a while, but of course sitting
Yeah.
in the pit lane for so long probably had your tires a little cooler.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, just kind of figured out a bit better where to brake to be safe, I suppose. So I'll try to remember that. I might put the brake bias a little further forward for this to try and be a bit safer. But yeah, just kind of ran around. Once the cautions stopped coming through, we were really able to get into a rhythm of it. So hopefully this one goes a little bit cleaner and we can get into that rhythm again.
Yeah, it should be a better event, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Going to try Bill one more time now that the warm-up's over. How about now? Hey, I hear you this time.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. Well, I was just checking in to see how much fun you had in that first one, and probably got a car a little bit figured out, and see if you can't get something going here the second one.
Yeah. Definitely. Plan is to not miss the grid. Step 1 complete. And not get wheel damage. And that's
10-4.
So.
Well, let's use the brakes a little bit to not hit the wall this time and see how it goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad, but give our best.
10-4. Good luck.
So, yeah.
Bill Rivard in that Taco Bell pink and black number 10. We got 2 cars out, so the top 2 on your grid won't actually be there. We're waiting for our final car to grid up, and there he is, Cliff Mullins on track. Go ahead and run through our Labor 12 starting lineup for feature number 2. Pole sitter is going to be Harry Grindell in the number 70. Second is going to be Bill Rivard in the 10. Let's go ahead and jump over to this shot. There you go. Harry going to be your pole sitter in the 70. Bill Rivard second in the 10. Ethan Evers is going to roll off in the 3rd. Cliff Mullins will start 4th. Blake Giglio will roll off in the 5th spot. Cody Cleaver will start 6th. Have Lucas Hoytsma starting 7th. Mike Edwards will roll off in 8th. And Hayden Lowell will start from the rear after winning feature number 1. Two cars out of the race, so 9 will start here in feature number 2. Appreciate Labor 12 sponsoring our lineups as always. Haven't checked them out yet, please do so. LaborXII.com. Recently hit 100,000 streams on Spotify. Released some new demos from their upcoming album. Exciting stuff. Happy for those guys. So works our way down the backstretch. I anticipate the pace car will be heading off this time by. There goes our pace car. Here we go. Feature number 2 about to get underway. Harry Grindell and Bill Rivard going to lead them to the green flag. And there it is. Green flag is out. Front 2 cars were not on the lead lap at the end of the last race, so that's how they get to invert to the front of the field. Seeing how quickly the guys in the back feel like driving up through the field as we try to fix our scoreboard. Oh, Bill Rivard, our leader, goes straight into the outside wall and starts 3 and 4. We've seen him do that in the last race. Hangs on to the lead. Quite the driving line. Mike Edwards, Ethan Evers all get together. That might be our first caution. And it is. I think Cliff Mullins got caught up in that one. Still trying to fix our scoreboard, but the caution may have fixed it for us. There we go. Let's go ahead and take a replay, see what happened here. Cliff Mullins looks like on the receiving end again. Ethan Evers gets loose coming into the corner, collects the 37. Cody Cleaver also got it in there. Mike Edwards and the 56 of Hayden Lowell all got pieces of that. It's like a parking lot here. There's only 9 cars in the field, but still 4 of them ended up stopped back here together. Watch this from Hayden. He was at the tail of the field. See Cleaver get loose and corrects it up into the outside wall. Then Edwards gets into him. Edwards then tries to drive down the track off of Cleaver. Gets into Hayden Lowell. Hayden was trying to avoid it. What a mess. We'll have 5 cars on the pit lane already taking repair. Right here on lap number 2. Kind of thing that tends to happen when you invert the field. The fast guys all pile up into the less fast guys. I don't want to insult anybody, but just based on lap time and statement of fact and not opinion. Cliff says F him to tears. How bad's the car, Cliff? Hey Sadie, how are you? Here, I'll show you Bill's car since you're here. There you go. There's Hunter. Bill Hunter, Hunter Bill. Miss your face. I mean, I can turn my camera on real quick. Scare everybody. Well, thank you. I'm checking out all the cars getting damage repair. Harry Grindell takes the race lead. Ethan Evers, Blake Giglio, and Lucas Hoytsma the top 4. Everyone else has to go to the pit lane for damage repair. Hayden gonna be the first one back out on track. Oh, I know, I was just messing with you, Sadie. Being that funny guy. And here comes a whole bunch of other people off the pit lane. Everybody else. Must be 1 degree. Everyone's like, get off the track. Yep. Lights are out on a pace car. Everyone files back in. All the cars that were fixing damage line up single file behind the top 4. Leader shows in top, Harry Gridell. Ethan Evers down low. Ethan tries to roll on him, but didn't get it timed right. Hayden's going to jump outside Blake Giglio, back there for the 4th spot. Looks like Giglio got into the back of the 8 of Ethan Evers a little bit. Now they're going to go 3 wide down the backstretch. This can only go good. Hayden clears Ethan. Ethan moves up the hill, gives Blake plenty of room. Hayden moves up to 3rd. Harry Gridell a bit sideways off the corner. You only get 1 set of tires in this race, so Harry kind of has to take care of those back tires. Single file and all 9 cars on the lead lap. Mullins and Cleaver a little slow. Getting off the start there. There's Cliff and there's Cleaver. Still on the lead lap. It looks like they need a little help. They're losing time quickly. Cliff's gone around. Oh no. Cliff loops it off the corner into the grass. So you see him rejoin the track. He needs to stay on that lead lap because there's no way to get your lap back. Oh, Mike Edwards goes around, and that may be the caution Cliff Mullins needed. There it is. Second caution. Saves Cliff Mullins bacon as Mike Edwards loses it out of the corner. I think this one was just too much throttle on exit. Yep, starts to go around and doesn't catch it. Locks it down. Bill Rivard triggers the yellow. Our Race of Champions has been quite difficult for our champions. Just joined us. The only way in was to win a championship this season. Be in the top win percentage all time with 100 or more starts, or race your way in from the open. The 2 cars raced in from the open, Colin Teague and Cliff Mullins. Watch the field circulate. We'll go through how our drivers made it in if you missed it earlier. Harry Gridell right behind the pace car. Harry got in based on win percentage. Hayden got in with the strength of 3 championships this season. Truck, Xfinity, and IndyCar. And you have Lucas. He got in on win percent. Blake Giglio behind him. Blake won the ARCA Series this season. Ethan Evers in the 8. He won the Super Speedway Series. That's how the 8 machine Ethan Evers got in. Bill Rivard down on the pit lane. He got in on win percentage. Cliff Mullins obviously transferred in from the open. Then Trenton Sneed, not in the race anymore, but he was here earlier. Trenton got in as our Cup champion. And then Colin Teague transferred in second spot from the open. He has also departed from the field. So these 4 get damage repair. You don't have caution laps counting, so they can repair it as long as they want to and not lose a lap. That's why you see those 4 down on the pit lane. And these 5 about to get set to go back racing. Tattoo coming in with the raid. Appreciate you. Hope you had a wonderful stream. What were you up to? So we should see cars file out of the pit lane here very quickly. There they come. Bill Rivard, Mike Edwards, Cody Cleaver, and Cliff Mullins. So everybody's still in the lead lap. Pace car heads down the pit lane. We're getting set for a restart here. Lap number 6. Green flag in the air, and here we go. Harry Gridell choosing the top, gets the jump over Hayden Law. Hayden jumps up to the top before Giglio can get up there. Kind of shuts the door on Blake. Those 2 have quite a short track history, so it'll be fun to see if it comes down to the 2 of those later on in this race. Lucas Heusma there in 4th. Ethan Evers, Bill Rivard. Oh, Ethan Evers sideways off turn number 4, able to control it. See very different lines between Harry Gridell and Hayden Lowell. Hayden enters shallow, drifts it up a little bit, but not much, and then exit much lower. And that is Lucas Hoytsma and Ethan Evers spinning. Once again, Lucas Hoytsma. You don't see him spin out by himself very often. This loses it off of 4. You see Ethan was already around in the background. See what happened to the 8. Bill Rivard up the hill, and Ethan tries to stay away from him, and in the process loses the 8 car. Edwards a good job to avoid all of that. Let's see how Bill got up the hill. I didn't mean to rhyme, but we did. I'm a poet and didn't know it. Bill goes to the inside of Evers, sails it off into the corner. Back end starts to come around on him. Ethan tries to cut underneath him. It was a great move by Ethan not to hit Rivard, but loses the back end, spins the Joker Mobile. And then Cliff Mullins gives him a smack for good measure. Let's watch Mike Edwards make it through this with his roof cam. Here comes the slide by the 10. The 8 tries to cut up underneath him. Edwards gives him a little bump, finishes him off. And then he sees Lucas go around up ahead. Lucas's deal unrelated to the rest of that. Edwards will come down and fix damage again as we are back under caution. Made it a couple laps. We're having a race of champions tattoo. It's a bit wild. A bit wild indeed. So you see Cleaver in the 2, Edwards in the 14, Mullins the 37, Ethan Evers in the 8, and Bill Rivard in the 10, all taking damage repair. I leave just 4 cars circulating under caution. See who we can have a chat with while we circle under the pacing. Harry's always a fun one. And since he's leading, Mr. Harry out in front right now. So far, seems the safest place to be. How does it feel so far, and how much tire are you saving?
It's okay for the time being. Not consciously saving too much tire, just trying not to overcook the entries and rolling from there. We seem to be doing okay, so I'll keep trying to not crash, and hopefully we can stay here.
10-4, good luck.
Thank you.
We've gone 1 to green, so we're going to get back to racing here in very short order. Well, there goes the pace car. Harry Gradell, Hayden Lowell, your front row. The leader, Harry Gradell's chosen top of the yellow machine. The Renault sponsorship. And there's the green flag. Barney gets it waving. Hayden immediately up the track in front of Lucas Hoytsma. That may have been too early. Someone ends up processing that. We have to take a look. Giglio and Hoytsma side by side again. Giglio gets clear. Bill Rivard way up the hill again. Ethan Evers closes the door on him, and Ethan Evers takes over the 5th spot. And Cliff Mullins in 7th. Mike Edwards 8th, and Cody Cleaver 9th. As once again, all the cars on the lead lap. We should go on board with Lucas here and watch the battle 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. These 3 cars all nose to tail. Lucas having to really whoa it up not to get to the back bumper of his teammate there. Tour mods, that's always fun. Lucas trying to run it up a little bit higher. Hayden doing a good job protecting bottom, which is a little interesting. Knowing the high line is the favored lane, but I think they're trying to save the tire. So that's why you see him running so low. 40 laps, he can burn up these tires quick with this much horsepower. Harry Grindell running the preferred line this whole time, while you see that yellow machine up front staying up high. Battle's developing further back as well. Cliff Mullins, Bill Rivard, that's for the 7th spot. GTA Autos car. That settles back down, so we'll go back to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Nothing's changed there. Giglio almost opened the door up top for Hoytsma. Lucas way up the hill, trying not to run into Giglio. Lucas going to get a good run off the corner. Let's see if he takes advantage. Not quite able to draw alongside the 16. This is our closest battle on track, though, so we'll keep it here. Lucas so close. He won that back push bar. See Hayden actually lose the back end coming off of turn 2. That's going to allow Blake to close back in. Napa car had stepped away by a few car lengths. Closing in on halfway here in the second feature. Race 1 of 5 of our off-season SRL SRX series. Rewarding all of our champions with a little fun Tuesday night action. Kerry Grindell continues to lead this battle for the 3rd spot. Very intense as Huisman is staying hot on his heels, which has actually caused Blake to run down second to Hayden Lowell again. Getting into the second half of the race, it's going to be all about who has saved enough tire. Doesn't seem like much, but you can definitely burn them off in 40 laps. Blake now way up the hill, trying to get to the outside of that Napa car. Outside lane is the preferred way to pass at Thompson. So difficult to complete a pass down low unless the driver makes a mistake on the high lane. Oh, Blake gives a shot at the back bumper of Hayden Lowell. Hayden's going to go around. And that'll bring out our 4th caution. Lucas Huisma escapes into second. But Blake Giglio and Hayden Lowell have a history, and, well, that happened. They're in the same driver chat, too, so that's awkward. You look back. 16 behind the 56. Hayden got a little bit loose, may have had to get out of the throttle. Blake Giglio, maybe not anticipating that, gets right into the back of him. Let's see if we can listen to the throttle when we're on board the 56 and see if that lines up with what we saw. It seemed really close there. Let's try from back here. No, it looked like he was turning down the hill and not really loose yet. I think the Blake Giglio car is what got him loose. Upon further review, Hayden goes around off the bumper of the 16. Down the pit lane he goes to repair it, and now those tires got a spin in them, so they're a little bit more heated up and used, and he has less time to go from the back to the front. Hayden picked up the win in feature 1. Now he is going to be well to the back when he tries to pick up the double feature win tonight. It seems a lot less likely now. So he has to restart back in 8th. And there's Cliff Mullins getting repair along with the 2 of Cleaver. So I think Hayden will actually restart 7th since he is already back out there. Harry Grindell still leads this thing. He hasn't had a whole lot of pressure yet. Blake Giglio is going to line up on his inside and try to change that. Puts Blake and Lucas on the inside line, and Ethan Evers could be in prime position to capitalize on a good start here. Seen that outside line be very potent. He's restarting 4th. Maybe, just maybe, we institute a choose rule next week. That'd be fun. Of course, we'll be on dirt next week. Let the drivers choose what lane they want to be in. Could be kind of cool. It was Harry Grindell back on the green, jumping out on that loud pedal. Ethan Evers did get to the outside of Giglio, but was unable to stay there as Giglio really drove it in there to make sure he could clear Ethan. Now it's going to have the 97 of Hoytsma inside Ethan Evers, trying to take away third. As we said, that outside line is very potent. I think Hoytsma finally has him clear. Dale Rivard 5th, Hayden Lowell 6th, and Mike Edwards, Cliff Mullins, and Cody Cleaver. Rivard, the purple car, getting twitchy there. Dell continues to lead, just past halfway. There's Blake Giglio, Lucas Hoytsma, your top three. And Ethan Evers just on the outside looking in on that podium position. And Bill Rivard and Hayden Law. Hayden, kind of a big gap up to Bill, a little surprised. A lot of speed early on in that Napa car. Didn't think the spin would hurt him that much. Apparently it has. Grindel trying to pull away. But Giglio trying to keep him honest. Keeps him within a half second. 15 to go. Rivard sliding that car off the corner of turn 4. He may have burned these tires up, Jake. Giglio made up a 10th on him. Watch from Harry's onboard, looking back at the field. It's under 4/10 now. Blake's definitely closing them in. Here Harry sliding those tires off of turn 4. The double. Hayden's back in 6th. And Hayden goes around. While we were watching it from the 70s back bumper, we saw the Napa car spin out, almost collects Cleaver, turning it around. Let's see what we missed there. Edwards loses it up the hill into him. And then Bill Rivard gets into Edwards.
Engine's dead.
Rivard just said his engine popped. Oh yeah, he smacked the outside wall pretty hard there. Cliff kind of finished him off. They all piled up. They don't have a fast repair, so that engine pop is game over for the 10.
Blame Jake, Bill.
Yep, blame Jake. Or Hayden.
Back next week.
Back next week, there you go. We'll be on dirt next week. We'll see if it goes any better. Cliff said FTG. Well, 5 cars have decided their cars are good enough not to pit for damage repair. I think the 10 car is going to be out. Hayden, 1 feature 1, not going well in feature 2. Sitting on the pit lane, taking repair. Mike Edwards already heading back out. Cody Cleaver getting the repair. 10 car missing a nose, and you heard him say the engine's dead, so don't suspect we'll see him back out there. And he's gone ahead and put the car on the trailer. Won't see the 10 anymore tonight. Just 12 laps remain here at Thompson. SRL SRX Race of Champions. Mullins in 5th right now, transferred in from the Open. The rest of these cars all in on invitation. Here comes Cleaver hauling ass out of the pits. Pace cars in, here we go. 11 laps to go. Giglio trying to push Grindel up the hill a bit and kind of rattle his cage. Grindel no issues. Grindel way up the hill, and that is going to give the lead to Blake Giglio. Unforced error there. Blake Giglio takes the lead. Lucas Weissman now second. Unfortunate for Harry Grindel. Just a handful of laps to go. Loses the lead. Hayden Lowell now trying to pass Harry Grindel for that fourth spot. A little bit of door contact, not much. And the caution comes back out. Cliff Mullins has neo'd it. All by himself. Loops the 37, and he's the guy that built the setup.
You just called me Neo.
Yeah, you neo'd it. Harry Grindel just probably very frustrated with himself. Let's go back and take a look. See what he did to miss that corner. Never really gets it woed down, and it just doesn't grip. Keeps going to the hill, keeps going to the hill, keeps going to the hill. By the time he gets it turned, he's in fourth. It's gotta be so frustrating for Harry. We already saw Cliff do his self spins. We don't need to check that out again. Cliff and Cody get in repair. Everybody else on track trying to get track position. 10 laps to go. Be 9 when we get the restart. We need to get Blake a nicer car. I think I'll paint one for him. And just advertise all over it. You're going to be up front, Blake. Let me make you a car. Giglio, Hoytsma, and Evers, your top three. Harry Grindel, leading most of the race, finds himself back in 5th. Well, on the scoreboard. One of those cars is in pit lane, so it won't be ahead of him. He'll be 4th. Then you have Edwards, Cliff Mullins, Cody Cleaver. Good looking race cars. Drivers did pretty good making SRX style paint schemes for all these cars. Blake's is obviously generic, but Lucas's is really cool. Like Lucas's a lot. I can't brag about Ethan's because I painted it. Harry's is nice with the Renault sponsorship, of course. Hayden did a great job with the Napa car.
Yeah, not bad.
Edwards, I painted his, so I can't really brag too much. Cliff Mullins looks really good. I think Adam did his. And Cody's, I like this blue, orange, and gray. It's pretty cool. Giglio is choosing the top, as you heard on the radio.
I'm taking the top.
Lucas gets right behind him.
I'll choose the top here.
I concur.
Everyone's choosing the top. Apparently, we're going single file.
I'll take the top too.
Drivers have all decided to go single file here. Anyone could go up to the front row if they wanted to. But every driver went to the top. That was funny. Cleaver a bit out of shape back there, as was Ethers. Giglio up the hill. Lucas is going to try to cut it under him, coming off the corner. Side by side for the race lead. We go down the backstretch. Lucas has the nose ahead into the corner. Can he push his teammate up the hill a bit? Blake, no fear, stands in there with him. Lucas trying to get the power down, slides it off of turn number 4. Back to single file they go. Lucas really gave it a shot there. He's going to have to regroup and try again. Oh, and he's going to lose the back end. Lucas Hoytsma for the 3rd time tonight loops it by himself. And the caution flies. Harry Grindel and all of that made it back up to 2nd. He has a shot at redemption now. That got really crazy. Did not expect all that.
It did. If I get that black cleared, I gave the position back passing on the inside.
I'd be okay with that. If anyone needs my approval. I don't think you do, but just in
I was
case.
gonna clear it, and then I realized I don't have it.
You don't have it.
He had it in the open.
Just like Lucas doesn't have grip on the straightaways.
Ooh.
Okay. Alright.
Cliff with the spicy
You're not
notes.
gonna have grip in the corner.
I'm about to get Colin teagued again.
Probably. Eight cars still running, all in the lead lap. We'll have 7 to go when we get to green again. Looks like everyone's on track, so if anyone wants to shorten it, go ahead. No one is in the pit lane, so we can shorten it if anyone knows the commands. For the content, for sure. Gotta give you guys quality content. Appreciate y'all hanging out tonight. Hope you're having fun. We're just out here in the off season goofing off with our champions from season number 10, getting ready for season 11. Season 11 starts up July 29th for those of you interested in jumping in for season 11. More information on our Discord, !Leagues in the Twitch chat, or you can go to dgsracing.com and click the big red snake if you're over in the YouTubes watching. Lights out on our pace car. There we go. Chucks for life. I think we're going to a GT3 league this season, Hunter, if you're interested, because we got brand new Mustang and Corvette GT3s just released today. Street Stocks is fixing to be lit with all those new bodies they have over there. So we're going to have 3 different body styles in Street Stock now. That's going to be awesome. Scott bought the Vet. Nice. Dude, I saw those blowover physics on Twitter. That looked amazing. Here we go, back to Green Flag Racing. 7 laps to go. Blake Giglio gets a huge launch over Harry Grindell. Harry's left the fight for second with the 56 of Hayden Lull. The more they fight, the more Blake's will be able to get away. Mike Edwards up the hill in the background. Cliff Mullins moves up to the 5th spot. Cody Cleaver, Lucas Hoytsma. Cliff's trying to get away from Lucas after his comments he said. The 2 of Cleaver bounces off of Edwards, then pulls it down to the bottom to try and not wreck him. That was going to give Lucas Hoytsma the spot. Blake continues to pull away from Harry Grindell. Harry's got a little bit of space now on Hayden. I'm sure Hayden's about to get in full send mode as the laps are winding down. See if Harry has anything left for Blake. Mike Edwards making a move on the 37 of Cliff Mullins. Inside, it's just so hard to get the pass done. See if Lucas gets a run on both of them. Cleaver tags the wall. Hayden Lull up ahead. Hooked against Harry Grindell. They're both going to go on the outside wall. Ethan Evers got a piece of it, and that's just going to give the win to Blake. Oh! Harry gets mad and tags Hayden, and they go around. And Ethan Evers is going to wind up second, and Blake Giglio's lead is gone.
Well, that was a little scary.
That was a definitely some beef. Short track tempers flaring here in the SRX SRL series. Let's get out the drone and watch the 70 car here. Clearly pissed off at Hayden, driving him into the fence. Let's go back and watch it all unfold. Hayden gets to the inside. Hayden doesn't have it controlled. Goes up the hill, gets into the 70 of Harry Grindell. Then they're hooked together, can't get off of him. And then Harry goes in the fence. And at this point, he is seeing red and just wipes out this 56. Hayden goes around. Harry goes around. Very Danica Patrick wrecking while wrecking someone else. And then Harry just goes straight to the pit lane after that. But Hayden is not going to be a double feature winner tonight, that's for certain. The 56 car goes around and into the outside wall. What happened to Ethan Evers? Pretty sure he was second. Now he's not. How'd he end up down there? He turned down to the grass and spun it out. Okay. Ethan Evers ends up in the grass. Strange. Well, that makes Mike Edwards second. We saw in the first feature he is not afraid to use the front bumper. Blake Giglio has plenty of practice with people trying to use a front bumper on him. Here we go, gets a great launch. Edwards left the battle with Mullins and Hoytsma. Report from the 8 camp, the car kind of shut off for a second, and then Cliff Mullins out of shape into the outside wall right in front of Hoytsma. And that leaves Edwards to try and catch up to Blake as Cleaver moves up to third. Hayden Lowell's right there with Harry Grindell. Looks like he missed the corner of him, though. Oh, this is going to be bad. Hayden shoves it in there. Harry Grindell lets him go by. Oh, this while the front two checked out from the field. Edwards trying to get to the back bumper of 16 of Giglio with 1 lap to go. Edwards really sends it, but gets it to the outside wall, and that may be all Grindell needed. And in the background, Harry Grindell goes around off of Hayden Lowell's bumper. We stick with the front two. Edwards went full send with 2 to go. Doesn't have it to catch him. Blake Giglio going to cruise to the win here as he goes through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. And Blake Giglio going to pick up the win here in feature number 2. Mike Edwards will be second, and Lucas Hoytsma third. Cody Cleaver fourth. Hayden Lowell finishes fifth. And there's going to be drama in the C2X team tonight between Harry Grindell and Hayden Lowell, those two teammates. Quite a lot of beef going on between the two. Oh my gosh. Ethan Evers and Cliff Mullins just had a little tangle. And continue to have a tangle. I think those two are just goofing off. I don't think those two had any actual race beef. Let's go get your winner, Blake Giglio. Blake, DG, you got a copy?
How's it going?
It's going well. The race was very exciting, definitely spicy. Looked like Mikey full sent on you and just didn't quite get to you. You were able to hang on for the win. How was it out there?
Yeah, this car is interesting. I've never driven it before until tonight. It was, it was fun, right? I mean, it was a handful. I just saved my tires there at the start of that stint. I knew that those guys were not saving, so that was kind of my plan after I got jumped in that first one. So hoping we can continue our momentum here next week.
10-4. Well, 2 down and 8 more to go. You got dirt coming up. I'm sure you're excited for that next week.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think that's back to my home, so it's going to be a lot more fun, and hopefully we can get the win there.
10-4. Well, good luck to you, and maybe I'll paint you something between now and then so you don't have to run a generic car.
You don't like my car?
It's generic. It makes me bored.
Oh, well, I'm a boring person.
I'm going to put Giglio all over it and probably Neo's butt crack or something.
I'm good. Let's put that on there.
All right, bud. We'll see you next week, bud.
All right, sit.
Blake Giglio in the 16. Let's bring in Mike Edwards in the 14. Mikey, DG, got a copy?
Hi.
Looked like you went full send there with 2 laps to go. Didn't quite get there and still brought home P2. How was it?
I got loose on exit and I hit the wall. I don't know. I wish I didn't do that because I was running, I think it was like 0.2 faster than Blake there at the end. I don't know if he was saving, if he was waiting or not, but I was prepared to wreck him like I did everybody else tonight. But I had fun. It was a blast. Wrecked Lucas, my teammate, Bill, Hayden. I think I wrecked half the field. I don't know. Chanted my inner Neo tonight, so it was fun. Maybe a little bit shorter next time around, but it's definitely something different from what we normally do.
10-4. Well, congrats on the run there, and you get to get in bed before 10:30. That has to feel good.
Yeah, it does. Doesn't happen too often anymore.
10-4, bud. Go get some sleep.
Thanks, bud.
Drop Mikey a chance too, just because I can. And we'll bring in Lucas. Lucas, DG, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, we brought home P3 there in that second feature. Pretty wild night out there tonight, but still able to get some good points. How do we feel?
Not pretty good. I was ragging on the setup to Cliff there at the start, but I don't know. Like, once we got green, it actually was fun. It's crazy when you can heat the tires; it drives better.
Who would have thunk?
Who'd have thought? Yeah. So I had fun. The second feature was pretty dang fun. Me and Blake, Hayden, Harry, we started out that race. It was all 4 of us battling. Then Harry had that issue, so then it was Blake out front, I think, if I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember anymore.
Yep.
But then I was trying to get Blake, and he just saved tires like he always does, so it was tough to get him. And that one restart, I just overcooked it too much trying to get back up to him and set myself to the back. But everybody kept wrecking, so I was able to come home with the podium.
10-4. Well, congrats on that podium. You got your friends, family, sponsor shout-outs for us?
Yeah, man, just Labor 12, CTCRN, you for doing the broadcasting, putting this whole thing on. I love this whole SRX thing. Look forward to the next 4 weeks. Everybody who raced tonight, look forward to seeing some different faces in the open races as well. So, yeah.
And we go to Dirt next week. You looking forward to that?
Oh, boy. Yeah.
You don't sound very convincing.
I suck at it, but it'll be fun.
10-4. All right, we'll see you on the Dirt next week. Good luck.
See ya.
Lucas Lights with a 97. Bringing it home third. Let's look at our final results from feature number 2. And, well, the scoreboard stays there for some reason, but there we go. Blake Giglio getting the win tonight. In feature number 2, Mike Edwards, Lucas Hoytsma on the podium. Cody Cleaver, Hayden Lowell round out your top 5. Then Harry Grindell got turned by his teammate. Brings it home 6th. Cliff Mullins in 7th. Ethan Evers 8th. What a bunch of drama the last lap kind of was. Bill Rivard brings it home in 9th. Multiple laps down with the engine dead. And Trenton Sneed gets credit for 10th, even though he didn't start the race. I actually won't get points for it, but you get to see his name, so that's cool. Thanks for everyone coming out tonight in both the open and the main. I think that was pretty fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. I enjoyed bringing it to you guys. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you so very much. If you are able to, make sure to help us with the follows and subscribes and all that good stuff between all of our platforms over on YouTube and in the Twitch channels. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. And yeah, we'll see you in the next event.